Welcome back. Do check out my website if you haven't checked already. So we are now introducing the flat. As you already know, the flat is basically the note played one fret lower instead of higher, which is sharp. So the note one fret higher is sharp, one fret lower is flat, which means if I want to play an E flat, E is on the second fret of the fourth string. This is an E. E flat will be one fret lower, which is on the first fret. So that's your E flat. Alright. And similarly, say if I am playing G, say first string, third fret is G, a G sharp will be one fret higher, which is fourth fret. Going back to G, G flat will be one fret lower. So instead of the third fret, second fret will be G flat. Now, unlike the sharps are always present on the same string as the actual note, or the note which it is making sharp. For example, the sharp for an open note we saw last time, the D, fourth string open, the D sharp was on the first fret, which is still on the same string. But the flat, now if you're playing a flat of an open note, that cannot be any longer on the same note because it's open. There's no one fret lower than that. So in that case, we have to play the note on the string lower to it, the immediate next string which is lower to it. Alright. Okay. Let's take an example. So you want to play, the first string open is E. How to play the E flat? One fret lower, not possible on the same string. So we'll go to the next string which is lower to it, which is the second string. Now on the second string, you know that the note on the third fret is D. The next note will be D sharp, and if you're following the same string, we go further ahead, the next note will be E. Alright, you know about the sharps and the flats, right? What notes have the sharps and what notes don't have the sharps. B and C have no sharp or flat in between, and E and F have no sharp or flat in between. So following that logic, this is D, D sharp, E. But this is when we are talking ascending. When we are talking descending, going towards the lower pitch, this is your E, fifth fret of the second string. So fret lower will be E flat. Found it. So the flat of the open E string is on the fourth fret of the second string, E flat. The flat of the B note, the second string open is B. So to play the flat, which can't be on the same string because it's already an open note, we will play the note on the third string. Now on the third string, the open is G, first fret is G sharp, next is A sharp, B. Alright, now this is again talking ascending. If you're talking descending, this is B, one fret lower will be B flat. There it is. So you know the B flat is on the third fret of the third string. And the flat similarly for the G will be on the fourth fret of the fourth string. That's G flat. The flat for the open D string will be on the fifth string, fourth fret, D flat. The flat for the open A string will be on the sixth string, fourth fret, and that's your A flat. You've already seen the sign for the flat. Sharp, you already know it's a hash sign. Now you know the sign for the flat. Just memorize them. And now we are introducing the natural. Now coming to the natural sign, why is it needed? Well, if you remember, the sharp or the flat sign applies for the entire measure whenever it is mentioned, which means that the sharp or the flat sign need not be mentioned again if you want to play the same note again in the same measure. All right, you're with me, right? If the same note is again played on the same measure, you do not need to mention the sharp or the flat sign again if it is mentioned previously in the same measure. All right, got it. So what if in the same measure you want to play that note which is sharp or a flat, whichever be the case. Let's take for example it is a flat note. If I want to play the same note but this time not flat, then I have to mention a natural sign. If I don't mention the natural sign, then the second note automatically becomes the same flat note again, and hence we need the sign for a natural note as well. So you can see the sign for the natural note, and these signs are always mentioned when writing music on the staff just before the note. All right, so this example has 4/4 timing, common timing. The first note is mentioned E, but there's a flat sign on it, so E, it happens to be the second fret of the fourth string. We'll play the first fret instead. Now there's E again, but this time the natural sign has been mentioned, so I will have to play the natural E, which is on the second fret of the fourth string. Okay, if the natural sign wasn't there, then the second note would have also become the same flat note. Okay, so that's how it is. E flat, E. Next measure is C sharp, and then the next is C natural. So C sharp, C natural. The third measure has G flat. So G is on the third fret, first string. So G flat will be on the second fret. So I play G flat, and the next note is in the same measure and it says G natural, so I have to play the natural. It's no longer a flat note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last measure has F sharp, which is on the second fret because the first fret is F, one fret higher, second fret. So F sharp, and then it says natural, go back to the natural F. All right, let's play the next one, the pair of natural. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We stop here this week. We've come a long way. We can now identify all the notes on the open position and play those notes. We can read the sheet music using these notes. We also know the sharps and the flats, so which were the notes which we hadn't covered before, because we were playing all the notes based on C major scale. But now we have played the notes with the same key signature. Again, we'll come to the key signature later. So all of these are mentioned as in the key signature of C, and wherever there was a sharp or a flat required, they use the signs, and also wherever the sharp or the flat sign had to be brought back to the natural note, we use a natural sign.